Good afternoon, Shiloh. Happy Sabbath, Shiloh. I also want to acknowledge we've been joined by two of our distinguished colleagues, Councilwoman Letitia James and Assemblywoman Annette Robinson. It's my honor and my privilege today to introduce a man who really needs no introduction. He's no stranger to Brooklyn. After all, he was born in Brooklyn. But he's gone on to be the nation's most foremost civil rights leader. He's an internationally renowned freedom fighter. He's a good friend of President Obama in the White House, but he's also one of God's most majestic ministers in the Lord's house. He speaks truth to power. He's unafraid to stand up against injustice. One of his mentors, James Brown, they used to call him the hardest working man in show business. Well, I think Al Sharpton's the hardest working man in the people's business. Because whenever we've needed him, he's been there. When we needed him in Bensonhurst for Yusef Hawkins, he was there. When we needed him in Howard Beach, he was there. When we needed him to deal with Amadou Diallo, he was there. When we needed him to deal with Patrick Dorismond, he was there. When we needed him to deal with Abner Louima, he was there. When we needed him to deal with Sean Bell, he was there. When we needed him to deal with Katrina, he was there. And now we need him at Shiloh, and he's here, the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Giving honor to God, to Pastor Richards and all of the ministers, and to all the elected officials. First, I thank God for another day, a day that we neither earned nor deserved. A lot of us get up in the morning like God owed us another day, or like we did something to earn another day. But I don't care how holy you are. I don't care how saved you claim to be. All of us have done enough wrong that any night we sleep, if God just checked the record, none of us would see the next morning. So every day is a gift from God. That's why I think folk got a lot of nerve checking the weather, saying that we're going to have a good day tomorrow. Every day is a good day. Could be a good cloudy day, good clear day, good rainy day, good dry day, good hot day, good cold day. Don't matter to me. Every day above ground is a good day. Because every day I wake up, I realize that somehow while I slept, a divine decision was made to look beyond my faults and supply my needs. I'm here today. Last weekend, I got a call from Assemblyman Jeffries, a young man that I've known and respected as one of our bright, shining stars in the political spectrum, and a young man who I take very seriously when he called. Because he takes seriously his being elected and entrusted by the people. And he and Kirsten Ford told me what happened out here to this young man and this church. And I told them that just keep us informed. I talked to Attorney Edwards, our Brooklyn chapter leader, and said, let us know what's going on. They said that you were having this vigil today, and we're in the middle of this whole battle with Alina Kagan and the Supreme Court. So I had hit the email and told them, Assemblywoman Robinson, and you and I have been in these battles a long time. I said, well, I'm on the phone. I can't get there. And then Hakeem sent back, the boss said, get here now. I said, well, who the boss? He said, why C? So I said, well, when Yvette Clarke said get there, I'm here. You ever had our Congresswoman, Yvette Clarke? But I wanted to be here to join the community. Let me say this, and I'm very happy when talking about giants. You know, when I grew up in Brooklyn, we had on President Street, in 2 blocks, you had every giant in the religious world. Bill Jones and Gardner Taylor and Sandy Ray and Bishop Washington and W.J. Hall, T.J. Boyd, all lived in 2 blocks. So you had to learn how to preach growing up under them because they were great giants. But God didn't stop making giants. Like he made a Hakeem, he made a Tish James. I knew Shirley Chisholm. That's why I know Yvette Clarke possesses greatness. And I wanted to also stand with one of our new religious giants who towers above all, Reverend Clinton Miller, Brown Memorial. Stand up, Reverend Miller. We all come together because not only have they violated this young man's rights, they violated the sanctity of our church. I can't remember when we allowed in this city on any faith, Reverend Miller, police to disregard a place of worship while the worship was going on. The ultimate disrespect and disregard of a people is when you don't regard and respect the institution of their faith. So as I'm sure the Congresswoman and Hakeem and Tish and Annette will get to the bottom of the facts of what happened with the young man, the fact that they ran up in Shiloh already tells me that there is an injustice that must be addressed and an insult that we cannot have. You wouldn't run up in St. Patrick's no matter what happened. You wouldn't run up in a synagogue no matter what happened. And you're not going to run up in Shiloh no matter what happened. Because if you run up in Shiloh, you run up in Brown Memorial, or you run up in Bethany, and we're going to stop you here so you will learn that when we come to worship our God, you don't disrespect the door of the church of our God. What mentality would make people disrespect the church door? Even the slave master let the slaves have church. And only people with contempt for us would disregard us like this. So I wanted to say to Pastor Richards, in all sincerity, whatever we need to do, we will stand together. Because when you insult our place of worship, you've insulted our history, you insulted our culture, you insulted the core of who we are. This young man stands for justice. But the fact that he was in this building means that he represents more than his case, because they were telling us all that we are nothing to them and we are not going to allow them to delegate that to us. And let me tell you something. You may have all of your paperwork together. You may have all your lies lined up. You may have all your excuses, but you will never be able to justify violating the church. Somewhere I read, on this rock, I built my church. Richards didn't build it. Sharpton didn't build it. Miller didn't build it. On this rock, I built my church. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. You may have all the politicians, you may have all the downtown lawyers, you may have all the union money, but your arms are too short to box with God. When you went through those doors, you crossed the zone of safety. And there is a God that sits high, and he looks down low, and he takes care of little boys like this, and he protects churches like this. And my God is able. My God is able. My God is able to keep us from falling. We're going to stand together. Shiloh, we with you. We won't back down. We won't sell out. We won't give in. Stand up, Shiloh. God bless you.